12 seconds.
Okay, so before we get into how you did cross or F2L or anything like that, I just want to point out that your first solve was scrambled incorrectly. I'm not blaming you for that, I just wanted to point that out for future critiques. When you scramble the cube, this is what it looked like. The scramble that you gave me makes the cube look like this. So you can see how there's only 2 green pieces other than the centerpiece, but the scramble that you had an edge piece and 2 corner pieces. You decided to do white cross, which you did white cross for every solve. But the way you solved cross was like this. Which was alright, but it could have been done much faster. Honestly, I would have done yellow cross here. It is set up pretty nicely. You know, you have this, this, and that. You could have done it like this. Pretty easy cross. And then you have a pretty good pair. At least that's what I would have done. But if I were to do white cross, this is what I would have done. So I see that these two are opposites, so I would automatically put that down and bring this to the side over here. And I see this piece over here and this piece is going to come down, so I would put that in and I would solve it. Before I put this down, I want to bring this over because this edge isn't like great for inserting. So I would just bring it over so that it comes down with this edge. Then I'll move the D layer, put it down, realign the cross. Another thing I want to point out is that you did 3 rotations during cross, and you want to try not to rotate as much as possible when doing cross. I would say if you were to rotate 1 time. That would be the max. But other than that, you should have 0 rotations during cross. So moving on to first pair, you saw this corner and this edge, and you did it in a total of 17 moves, which can be reduced. If you want to become faster at F2L, I would recommend trying to solve your pairs in at least 8 moves or less. Also, try not to learn algorithms, just learn them intuitively. I'll link a video that has helped me improve my F2L. So this is what you did. Whenever you saw a corner and an edge, you would take the corner and have it right here and do R, U2, R prime, just to set it up differently. Now don't feel bad, I was doing this like not that long ago. Then you brought this over, but then you moved this layer at the same time, like this. And then you set it up like this. Which is not bad, I actually didn't think of doing that, but just you remember, try to reduce the amount of moves that you do. You inserted it into the back, which I would have rotated and then inserted it, but you did something pretty interesting. You brought it over, you did R, B, R, W prime, U prime, M prime. And I put that into the back. So my solution is only 7 moves. Now we are going to be seeing a lot of the R, U2, R prime. It creates some bad habits during F2L, so you know, just look for the most intuitive way that you can do it. The way that I would have done this, at first I thought you were going to do it the way that I would, but you did a U2 and then an R prime, which kind of messed it up. I would have done an R, U prime, R prime, which actually sets it up, U prime, and then rotate and then insert, which actually leads to having a free pair that you can just insert into the back. And then also this over here that you can just take out. Okay, so your next pair, you use this corner and this edge. You did RU2 R prime again. And then you did the U prime while moving the wide D layer like that again. You executed this in a similar way to the last pair. But once you got over here, you did this. And you insert it into the back. So that was 2 moves less compared to the first pair, which makes it 15 moves. But there is a better way. The easiest way to move this is using the top layer. If we want to get this red over here, we just do a U2. That messes with the edge. So since there's nothing in this slot over here, we can bring this back, do a U2, bring it back down, and it sets it up, and then insert. which then gives you this pretty nice next pair. And then a free one. Your next pair was this blue-orange edge and its corner back here. You did this. Which was 16 moves, but it could have been done differently. It's kind of similar to the last pair. You know, you want to rotate on top layer because it has white on top. The orange is on this side where the green side is, and so the only way to move it over there is by doing a U prime, but it messes up the edge once again. To preserve the edge, you just replace it with this, and so you pair it up, bring it down, but you actually get a free pair here, which I don't know how to preserve that. Then I'm gonna do a U2, rotate, insert. So your next pair was 5 moves, which it was already set up, you just had to insert it. You did 2 rotations, a Y2, then you did a U2, then a U, and a Y prime, and then you insert it into the back. So if you just rotate it this way, did U prime, you could insert it into the back. Okay, for OLL, I would do the same exact thing. Now for PLL, I would normally do what you do, but I'm trying to switch to a different algorithm, which is a little easier to do and requires less regrips. So you did a U, and then you did this. And then you prime for AUF. But I'm trying to switch to this algorithm, which takes this pair out, brings it over here, do a lefty J perm, U2 to bring it back, and then insert. Okay, so you did white cross again, and you did it in 5 moves and 1 rotation. Okay, so you had this bar here, you had this piece that moved over here, and this one just needs to go to the back. This is how you did it. Which was pretty good, but I would have done it a little differently. So first off, you want to get rid of that rotation. These are already inserted the correct way. This is checkered, so that means if I move it down, I just need a D2 to solve it. So before the solve started, I would actually have held the cube like this. I would have done a D2 to checker both of these. So then I could put this one down, bring this over, bring it down, D2. So first pair was 14 moves, and it was inserted into the wrong slot. Your first pair was this corner and this edge, and you did something pretty interesting. So you did inverse RU, R prime, U prime twice, which set it up. You could have just done an L prime and inserted it, but you thought it belonged back here. I guess because you saw the green. You did a U2, and you inserted like that last solve. So the way I would set these up is I would, since there's nothing in the back here, I would bring this down, move this over, and bring it up, so that it's a pretty good setup, and then insert. Your next pair was done with 13 moves and 1 rotation. That pair was this one right here, this corner and this edge. You did this. Notice that RU to R prime again. You set it up that way. Rotated the U2, inserted into the back. Now I would have done L, U, L prime. But you did wide R, B, wide R prime. So personally, I would have done this pair right here since it's a pretty good pair. You just bring this up, move it there and up, and then you get a good pair. But if I were to do this one, I would bring it over here and do something like this. After that, you notice that you put this into the wrong spot, so you took it out, did that, inserted, which I would have done that too. This next pair, you had a little trouble with recognition, which led to 25 moves and 2 rotations. Now don't worry about that, we all have trouble with recognition sometimes. This is the way you executed it. Notice that RU to R prime, rotate did a U, and then realized that you needed to do a U2, and then you did another U. Here's where you had a little trouble. You did L prime U2 L. Then you realized that you did it wrong, so then you did it again. Then you rotated, and you did U R prime U2. Then you did U prime R prime, which set it up. Then you did that U prime, and you inserted it into the back. The way that I would do it is, so I see that the blue piece is right here and the blue piece is here. And I would bring this up because it sets it up, but you need to bring this back down. So I'll do a U so that when I bring it back down, it pairs it up. Do a U, rotate, insert. Next pair was 16 moves and 2 rotations. You use this corner and this edge. This is how you did it. Another RU2 R prime. And you set it up, and then you inserted it. If you're going to do it like that, and you have this, instead you can solve this pair like this, which is a little easier to finger trick, and I personally use it. The way I would do this is I would bring this over here, and to set it up, I would do this. So it sets it up like that. U2, and then insert. OLL, you just needed to orient these two edges, and you did this. Now, I don't use that OLL. I use something a little different. I use the M move, so you put the 2 edges on the top left, and you do M prime U, M, U2, M prime U, M. I don't know the algorithm that you use, so I don't really know if that's faster or not. You might want to test it out. You had an N perm for PLL, and you did a U before you did the algorithm. And this is the mirrored version of the other N perm that you did. You did it like this. And then U prime for UF. I personally would have done it like this. So the mirrored version of what I'm trying to learn for the other one. Basically, you take this pair out, and then you do a U, do the J perm, which I didn't do like well. But instead of like doing your last U prime, just do a U2 prime, and then insert the pair, and then you get a UF. For solve number 3, you did cross in 6 moves and 4 rotations. Your cross pieces were here, 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 and here. This was your solution. Right away, you want to get rid of all of those rotations. For this scramble, I actually like how yellow looks. Cross pieces are here, 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 and here. And I would have done it like this. But if I were to do white cross, I think I would do it like this. Now I did rotate, but that was only once. Also, that last edge, you did U prime, rotated, and then did an R2, but you could have just done U prime F2. First pair were these two, and this is what you did. RU2 R prime. Now, I wouldn't have gone for this pair. I would have gone for this one because you can just set it up like this. But if I were to do this pair, this is how I would do it. Next pair was this corner, this edge, and this is how you did it. RU2 R prime. So I would have done it where I brought this to the back. U2, pairs it up, bring it back, U2, rotate, insert. Your next pair was this corner and this edge, and this is how you did it. Now I wouldn't have picked that pair, I actually would have gone with this one because you can just do this. But if I picked this pair, I would have did this. Your final pair was this one, and this is how you did it. And this is how I would have done it. For OLL, this is what it looks like. And I guess you don't know this case, so you did this. And then you did this one. Now this case is really easy. I would recommend learning it. It goes like this. So before anything, just do the U2. PLL, you had a lefty J perm, and you did it like this. And then U2 AUF. I don't know or use that algorithm. I just would bring this over here and do this one.
Seconds.
Fourth solve. Your cross pieces were here, 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 and here. This is how you did it. I would have done yellow cross because this is checkered. This will be checkered once it's down. And we can checker this and checker that. So this is how I would do it. But if I were to do white cross, I think I would do it like this. Your first pair was this corner, this edge. This is how you did it. I wouldn't have gone for that pair. I would have done this corner, this edge, because I can just do this to pair it up. But if I were to do that pair, then I would bring this over, do RU, R prime, U prime, I think 2 times. And then do a U, rotate, insert. Your next pair was this corner and this edge, and this is how you did it. So then you realized that you shouldn't have done the U2, and then you did a U2 again. And it did that one back here. I would have done it like this. So I can just push this back, bring this over, up, and you get a pair. Your next pair was this corner, this edge. I don't know why you didn't just go ahead and insert this, but you went ahead and did this one. So this was how you did it. Like I said before, I would have just gone and inserted this, but if I were to do this, I would honestly rotate and do this, which actually preserves this and an OLL skip. Last pair. This is how you did it. To do this one, I would rotate this way, do U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U2, and set up and do RU, R prime to insert. I'm assuming you didn't know this OLL because you did wide F, RU, R prime, U prime, wide F prime, then a U, and then F, RU, R prime, U prime, F prime, and then I'm assuming you know this algorithm because you did it like this. Okay, so for this case, if you put this on the top left, you do F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. You can do U and then F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Okay, so for PLL, I have no complaints at all. You did what I would have done. Move this over here and do your F perm And you too, AUF. Thank you to the Cubing Bear for being the first person to send in solves for me to critique. If you'd like me to critique your solves, let me know in the comments. I might not do it right away just because it takes a lot of work to make these videos. Because this is free coaching, just don't expect it to happen right away. The other YouTubers are being paid, so that's probably why they're doing it that quick. If I say it's going to happen in a certain amount of time, just say a week or something like that, it might take longer because it's just very difficult. If you haven't already, go subscribe to the Cubing Bear. He has like 1.4 thousand subscribers, so go subscribe to him. I'll leave his link in the description. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Let me know what you want to see us in the comment section down below. See you guys next time. Peace out.